I often hear the critique, you don't get it. And, it's an easy critique that a lot of people say because they're simply saying that they are somehow different. And I hear that critique and I listen to it and I feel it. But there's something that I am thinking about is that, of course, we all get it. And of course, we go through all of those things. It's the excuse that I can't do this because, because I've got this commitment, or I'm too busy, or, it's a standard thing that we often hear. This is played again and again and again within the academic game, where people will say, like, you just don't get it. I'm too busy at this moment to do this. And, the truth is that is more of a representation of them just simply saying, I don't want to do it. And if you were to look at what everybody else has done in the past, you would realize that actually you do get it. To do things that are remarkable often require a great deal of time and effort, and you go through all of the exact same emotions that somebody else does and feels. And, I'm almost unsympathetic to that particular complaint. One of the things that in my class, in all of my classes, what I used to accept is I don't know in the classroom. I used to be really excited, but I realized that was just simply a cop-out because somebody didn't want to answer it. So I never accept those particular answers anymore. And I don't accept anymore the you don't get it, because actually I often do get it. I have the same emotions. I go through the exact same experiences. And often it requires you to step up and to go through those feelings of it doesn't feel good or you don't get it. You have to be able to walk through all of those things that honestly, we all feel, we all go through, and it all doesn't feel great. So there's a lot of things that I struggle with. I wish I can get up earlier, but, earlier to go exercise, those kind of things. And I used to tell myself, like, oh, people don't understand my life. This is like too busy. No, the truth is they do understand it. They completely understand it. And I'm just making a simple choice where I am choosing not to get up. And instead of feeling that or using that as kind of like a method to remove the feeling of guilt or blame or projection or whatever that you might say, just own it. Like, I like to sleep in at this moment, right? And I'm prioritizing sleep. And sleeping in is getting up at 6 or, whatever time I get up. And that is healthy for me to admit those particular things. So if you have this feeling of, I don't get it, remember that everybody else is feeling the exact same thing. They're going through the same things, and they simply have just prioritized it in a certain way. Now, the other thing, if you get that response, I think you should not accept it. I think it should be that people have to think about why they're actually saying that and work through that. And I think it's an important lesson that I've gone through is that sometimes voicing and talking about why that happens is completely legitimate. I think that those are good, healthy things for all of us to go through, and to be able to voice why you feel somebody else doesn't get it. So take that time, think about why you feel that way, and don't use that particular terminology when somebody else is going through something that is challenging. it's more important that you try to voice and communicate what you're actually trying to communicate, rather than using something that is simple as saying you don't get it. Actually talk about what you're feeling, what you're going through. And all of those emotions, I think, are much more important. And those feelings are much more important than simply just saying you don't get it.